Hello, people. What's going on? What is going on? Oops. I wanted this to be 5. Sometimes you just have to sneeze. It must be very early or very late. It is a normal early. 'I am in a time zone 1 hour over from where I usually am. So it's 1 hour less early. One hour less early. Okay. Getting rid of those. Getting rid of that. Get rid of one of these. This one. Oh, you know what? You know what? Actually, that could be there. Could be there. Honestly, that could be there. I think we're going to want this. Maybe 5 is enough. Let's try and do it. This. Okay. But we need more lateral space. Let's get rid of all this stuff. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Oh no, don't get rid of that. Yeah, we need more. At least 4. Probably more. We'll try this. And you know what? Let's just put this over here. And we'll put doodads here. That's a doodad. That's a doodad. All right, so it's actually kind of interesting that you would almost, yeah, okay. Anyway, so this is going to be a beam. And this is going to be a beam, but this is going to be altered beam, and this is going to be a double beam. And I don't know. I don't know if I like the gem being over there. I think maybe you should be able to shut the power off. Like, so the idea is sort of that you need to set this up actually, right? So if I set this up, then that gets me out, and then, oh, but then the problem is I need to get to the frickin' island, which I can't actually do. Hold on. Hold, back that bus up. Maybe I can. Oh yeah, I can. Yeah. So this is solvable from here. And then the question is making it interesting from here. Um, I kind of don't like the precariousness of, oh, maybe it's fine. So if we start it like this, let's say, right? Then I can't cross this, but I can break it and then cross it, right? I can't go here. Oh, that hoses me. Um, so oops, no. I do this, I go, go, go. I break it. Wow, I designed this level real fast. It came out better than I thought. I woke up this morning and I was like, that would be an interesting level. And, all right, let's record the test. Well, let's see. Is it exploitable in some way? I don't believe so. So like the whole idea is that you kind of want to do, well, hold on, before we do that, you kind of want to do this, but you can't go. I kind of just, it would almost be better with more space, but maybe not. So if I do this, right, whoops, then I can't pull, right? I don't know. Let's record this. So I'm going to break that. Actually, let's re-record. I want to break it this way. Go there, go there. Whoops. Go there. Go there. And there. And there. And then, no, do this one. Break that. Go there. Go there. Go there. You're really confused about the rules. That's because these are things you would only understand after playing the game for hours, many hours. Because this rainbow beam thing really shows up relatively late. Are you using root motion for your movements? Not really, no. In fact, definitely not. All right. So I was going to also make a level where this is a double beam as well. And then there was maybe going to be stone here, like kind of blocking one of them. Let me see. So the idea here would be similar. It's already a pain in the butt. It already feels small. All right, so I've got that. Nope. Nope. Right, so the annoying thing is you got to get these in place like this. Whoops. And then pull this guy and then do that. It's not super different. We can, of course, here put this stuff further out. Oh, and the other thing I was going to do was going to have an ostensible use for this. Like, you have to put it somewhere. But the problem is this is not. So the first thing, you're kind of tempted maybe to do that, and then you're hosed. But you're not hosed because you pull this apart. But you are hosed because you need that spot. So like that was not productive. So you want to go you know, I think I like putting this here. Of course, now I'm out of like symmetric places to put people. So if I just go right, that's no good. Right. So I have to go out, break the beams in some way. Pull, pull, okay, right? So that's pretty good. Meanwhile, you got to get this guy over to his spot. Which is, by the way, where this guy is. Okay. So like, wow, there's got to be a simpler way to solve it than this. Oh, and then fudge, dude. So we need this guy off center because we need to be able to pull this guy into here. Okay, so now we need that, 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 and then we can do this. And then we want to go, but we have to line these guys up again. And to do that, we actually have to use that stone that we want to be on that switch because if this guy's here, I can't do anything. So we actually need to do this, this, then we could move this guy. Then we could move this guy. Then we can go back, pull, and go. Wow, see, sometimes you just make a little change and it's like, that's a good level now. All right, let's record that. Didn't mean to pull that, but okay, it's fine. So we go pull. Oh, no, we have to pull this out first. Then we go pull. Then we do this action, do this, do this, do this, do this, then pull. Oh, whoops. Then we put the rock on the thing. Oh no, okay. Well, cute level. Does anyone think this is exploitable in some way? I don't see how it could be, but um, you make individual puzzles like these, how hard is it to figure out its place in the overall difficulty curve of the game? I do not believe in difficulty curves the way a lot of people do. Like, for sure, you shouldn't hit people with really hard stuff in the beginning, but this idea that a game should monotonically increase in difficulty is a little bit of a leftover from the coin-op arcade era when you were trying to get people to fail and put another quarter in or leave. Um, there is a natural thing about it, which is that the more people play your game, the better they get at the game, right? Um, and so it's more appropriate to have harder things later, and people will be better at them and they'll be more achievable. But that's different from saying that the natural structure of a game is definitely to get monotonically harder as you go through the game. I don't think that that latter statement is true. So I don't worry about it that much. Like, look, if you make a level, you know, broadly speaking, if it's pretty hard, probably. So that one probably goes later, you know, and then you just work it out. If you pull the beams down and walk around the back of it, does that cause issues? Um, so I can't pull the beams down on this level because I will always teleport away from them. Like on the other level, I could have pulled the altar beam down, but that wouldn't do anything. Yeah, I mean, if you could pull the beams away from the edge, um, then maybe that makes that rock unnecessary, right? This stone here, it makes that one unnecessary because you could just walk around the dudes. So that's why, so this is an interesting choice, right? I didn't think that hard in the beginning about whether I wanted to let you access the gem or not. I just said no. And I just said no mainly because it's not the point of the level, right? So why have you fiddle with it? And because I don't let you access the gem, now you can't pull these things away. That just like naturally happened. All right, I'm going to put these in medium beams. Let me update my Sokoban in case those have been edited. Oh no, we're getting sound. Sometimes those files are big. All right. All right, well that finished. I didn't edit this file. Okay, so I'm going to say triple skip and quadruple skip. And Let's put those in the overworld. Whoops. No, I didn't want to do that. I want to go level overworld. We're compiling shaders. OpenGL, people. Okay. Triple skip. Quadruple skip. Save. Did I record tests for those? Level test for quadruple skip. Level test for triple skip. Okay. And I'm going to send an email real fast. All right. How many people do you have working on the sounds music? It is outsourced. We have 2 people on it. Yeah, we so firstly, we're not really a big enough game company yet to have a full-time audio person, you know. Um, and even if we were, I don't exactly know how to hire a good audio person. It's like not the domain of expertise that I have. So um, whereas, we know some of the people that we can outsource with are very, very good, right? So that's what we're doing for this game. In the future, if the company gets bigger, then we'll see, right? Where am I going to go next? Back to San Francisco or another city? I don't know. I have a flight booked to go back to San Francisco because that's just what I did a week ago. Um, I could see going somewhere else though. Maybe I'll go back for a little bit though. Any any tips for a small indie developer re-audio? The cost can go up pretty quickly. Well, when I did Braid, I just bought sound effects off a website for like 99 cents each and ran a little bit of processing on some of them. And I'm sure you can get much higher quality sound effects that same way today than I could in 2006 or whatever, because there's just much more stuff on the internet. Um, that won't be as good as if you have a pro quality sound person. But like the biggest step is to go from no sound to sound, right? Not just in the game broadly speaking, but on individual activities. So if there's any action that makes an important change in gameplay state, you want to have a sound on it. And the difference between having that and not having it is huge. Like, even if it's a 99-cent sound effect, the difference is huge. Um, and then, so going from there to like the best sound effects or whatever is also pretty big, but it's actually not as big as going from 0 to 1 in that case, right? Getting a comment all part of the whole feeling is very difficult when shopping around various places and getting lots of different SFX. That is true. So one problem that I had both back in the braid time and after, because when I prototype games, I also do that. I just download random sound effects. Like some of them, some of the common, there's this indie SFX package or whatever. They actually changed this because I said, hey, this is a problem, but they just wanted to give you sound effects that sound really cool. So they were all like mixed with tons of reverb and you like can't undo reverb, right? So I said, hey, if I want to do any processing on these sounds or have them live in the same universe with other sounds, these are useless to me. And they actually included afterward in the packages dry sounds. Um, but yeah, it's not easy. If you have someone working for you doing sound, they can do that work of making things sound like they're in the same universe. Um, but uh, you know, it, that's the problem is that costs money, right? You have gigabytes of SFX packs, but they all sound absolutely toilet when trying to combine them. Well, yeah. Yeah. At that point, I don't know, right? It was just over to patch over the fact that you had no one good track. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, all right. So I think I want to fix this thing. So this level smash mid skip is currently broken because of a thing that we did last night on stream. And like, I wonder, this wasn't my level. I'm looking at it thinking, I wonder if we can simplify this in some way, but I guess not. Like there's, I don't know. I mean, definitely the islands can be a little bit less thick, THICC, but aside from that, it's not too bad. All right, so we're gonna make that work again, and it's gonna involve putting another if statement that we don't want. Um, Okay. So I mean, will that do it? Oops, nope, that's not the right level. Ta-da! So let's actually play it, even though I know what the answer is. So I'm just gonna go there, go there. Come on, bro. There we go. The timing is too hard, so I'm gonna suggest that. But yeah, let's commit that. Add a maybe smash. Call to fix smash mid skip. I'll send an email about that. Cleaning up my OBS things. Um, Smash mid skip works again. Um, Okay. How's it going, people? So I was like, oh, I hope I can design these levels by 10:30. And we already designed the levels. They seem to be good. We did the test. We saved them out. We fixed a bug from last night. And it's not even 9:30. Like, what am I even supposed to do when I get things done like this? Hey, Sean, what's up, man? It's not even 8:30. I am in Denver, Colorado right now, so it is 9:30 for me. A bit of gaming? No, we're going to keep working. Am I flying during COVID? Well, in a manner of speaking, I mean, am I flying right now? No. Did I fly before? That might have happened. The airports are actually, I mean, I heard about this airport in Florida that had a huge infection, but for the most part, they're not very crowded right now. So it's not that bad. Were the seats next to me intentionally open? They were not, which I was annoyed at because I thought they would be. I was led to believe that they would be, and they were not. So that was not cool. You have a face mask on the whole time? Yes. Airlines require that. So everybody on the plane had a face mask. So maybe we design a level now that uses the smash thinger that we did. Let me think about what that would be. We can go back to, let's make a release build again. Oops. Okay. So I was thinking about it in relation to this level. Like, can we do something like this, but that's about smashing things, but that's not exactly the same level because that's boring. Like, you could do exactly the same thing. I'm not having a very clear idea here. Oh, I mean, that's kind of interesting. Let's try something crazy. Let's try something crazy. Save as. Oops, smart bomb. That's totally a spoiler. Let's not call it that. You know what? Um, let's call it get through. I don't know. I don't like making level names that are too spoilery, even if they're developer names that players will never see, because then if developers see that, they can't have the experience of playing the level, which is not great for them. Um, and also, it just means that your game kind of has less mental testing on it because people didn't really solve the level because they read the name. Okay, so this is going to be called Get Through. and you got to get through, right? How do you get through? Well, first, there's no second character. Second, get rid of all that. We are going to need this. And we're going to want a bunch of stones. But some of them are just what they are. Now, we're going to want some way, whoops. And honestly, you know what? Let's do that. Get rid of this. And then the getting through that needs to happen is going to be like over here. So we're going to have some more blocks. And we're going to try to do a more intelligent setup later. But for now, these are just going to be crammed in. It'll be better if we kind of make you have to cram them in some way. But then, you know, this is going to be over here. Oh, but it can't. It has, okay. Has to be further down. I don't know. We'll do something more intelligent for this. Okay, honestly, all this is too far, probably. Okay. So I don't know which order to put these that's better, but we're going to have an altar beam and a smash beam. And the way I was thinking of it initially was that they could be, oh geez, this is going to be really exploitable if I'm not careful. Because you need the player to not be able to alter smash things. But she needs to be able to get back and forth. I mean, okay, we could, again, so sometimes you just have to really constrain things in the beginning, and then your exercise as a designer is to figure out how to make them less artificial. Okay, so she has to push this to the top to get this over, and then she actually blocks herself at that point and has to push it into the water. So that's maybe fine. It can't go across. And then this smash beam, so we're just going to say this stuff is all packed in. And if she tries to go in there, she'll push the stone onto the exit, and that's not good. And she could get the smash beam over here. Like, I don't think you can actually, right? So if our camera is not, keep messing up the camera. Okay, so if she goes over here, she could start smashing these guys. But if she does this, now she can't double push this, right? If she does this first, well, now she can't actually smash that one in the corner, right? And so what really needs to happen is the following. Can't see that very well, but whoops, rip. So she can't get the stone where she needs it to be. I want it to be hard to get the stone over there, or not hard, but I want you to have to be very intentional about that. Um, the point being, let's just set it up, right? Point being, let's trim this down a little. Oh, well, that's still not good. Point being, oh yeah, okay, no, let's do this like we had it, and we'll just, oh, that's still not, I mean, we could do this, that's not the best. I don't like that, but okay. So you do this, you can do this. Oh, whoops, what? Did I? Oh, she's smashing her, oh, geez, okay. That's kind of weird, but interesting. All right, so basically you do this. Didn't work. Didn't work because we haven't done that yet. Okay, we have to fix that. That doesn't work. So I'm just going to put this here for a minute. Oh, you know what? Of course, it doesn't matter from... No, it does. Never mind. What is altered smash beam? That is... It's from Promise 3, so nobody knows. Okay. We're definitely going to have to make it so you can see through these beams better. Um, so now the thing is, of course, you can't push them both here because this one will land on this other one and not get through, which is sort of the point. Okay. Now, yeah, I need to make that work. Oh, that's victory. That's not what I want. Evaluate alter smashes. Ah, wow, this is going to be slow. Did I get all the guy here? Where does this get called from? Oh, come on. Okay, well, maybe this will work. Okay, so point being, I do this, and I do this, and that is that. So now we have to make this smarter. Um, okay, like we don't need that. This could be here. This could be here, for example, right? So like, actually, no, we don't even need this guy. Let's compact this level a little bit more. Let's move this ocean a little bit. Like this level, I mean, I kind of want at least 3 squares here, so that's fine. We actually could, we could move this. I don't want to move this too close, but like, okay, this really doesn't need to be there, honestly. And then this can be 1 over, oh, we already, and actually, if we did that, we don't, no, because you can't. This is maybe a little tight. Because the thing is, you need to, it's just a little, I don't know, maybe it's fine. Then I actually need to clear this by 1. Do this. And that. It's the level has kind of ended up a different aspect ratio than I expected. Let's try, we're saving. Let's just see what happens. Oh no. Bro, I got bit by it. Okay, good thing we saved. Um, what exactly was I doing? I was, I had erased some blocks. I had split the thing. See, I'm not running debug info right now. Visual Studio, stop it. What is it? It's loading symbols for IGC64.dll. F. Okay, which one do we kill? Probably the one with less RAM. No. All right, they all died? No, this one's still alive. Okay. Someone mentioned you can currently push the Alt or beam to the right. Is that true? Let's run a debug build. currently push the altar beam to the right. No, you can't. What you talking about, Willis? Well, okay, you could do it. You could do it. Actually, yes. So the thing is, you can do this and then burn one of the stones. Okay, well, you need some rubble, right? But like, say I do this. I'm gonna make some rubble right there. No, let's. I'm gonna make some rubble there, maybe, and then do this. And that does let me get this to the right and cheat. Oh, but that's the trick though, is it's the wrong kind of rubble. Little rule that maybe you didn't know. Okay, this game is going to be nuts. So, yeah, the altar smash is, it has complexities. That said, I think it's good to prevent it anyway, and we can do that probably pretty easily. I mean, we could definitely just do this. It just doesn't give you, like at this point, see the problem here is now we've shrunk that down so far that you don't get to think about anything there. It's like, it's too claustrophobic. So why don't we open, whoops, why don't we open this back up for a second? Like if you make your levels too minimal, it just gets cramped and weird. So here you you can't do that now, and maybe that's fine. Okay. I'm going to get rid of one of these stones. Oh no, I messed it up. So now, oh no, it's fine actually. We're going to do that. And then we're going to do this. It's actually not really cramped at all. Do that. And then okay. Okay, so it still feels a little big vertically. I want to chop a line out of it. So what had I done? I did this. Well, it worked that time. And I want to bring this up, probably. And, you know, what else? Hmm. I mean, I feel like I could shrink it a little more, but let's just try this. Whoops. Don't do that. The island's a little ugly, but, you know, that's fine. Fix it in post. Let's give it another couple seconds of looking at it. That took like half an hour to do that level. Okay, is this exploitable? I don't think so. Right, so rubble from the turtles doesn't matter. Um, there's no other way than turtles for me to get. And you do have to use both directions because the smashing stone sinks no matter what. So you can't put it down that same line. The only real way that I could think of to maybe exploit is if somehow you could get the altar beam across and then, oh no, even here, so I've made rubble here, but I can't get the smash beam on the rubble. Exit on altar side. Oh, you mean like on the, you mean on the, you mean down here or up here? I don't think up here is a good idea because uh, then the smash beam can get to the rocks. But if it were in the southwest, the reason I didn't do that is because it sort of blocks some of the places that stones could skip to. That said, um, it is a little thick right now, right? I think we could be one square less thick if we swapped, maybe? I don't know. It would just block some of the potential, because you might think like, well, what is this thing for? Like, do I do that? Like what? And if there's no space down here, you don't really have that. Top left? No. No, because if I put the thing top left, then I just break those rocks with this yellow beam. Like that's easy. Yeah, I agree the walking back is a little long, but it's fine because you're basking in the feeling of victory at that point. I mean, there's this little red herring block out here. This one. It's like, is that really that good? Victory Mask. This is a relatively complicated mechanic that players would not understand until the late game. That's all. Yeah, some puzzles just need wiggle room for red herring's sake. I don't know about red herring's sake, but it is a pain in the butt. If the game gets so cramped that you're like just doing classic Sokoban to just get things where you want them to go, that could be fine sometimes, but in a game with hundreds of levels, that's going to get tiring, right? So I don't want it to be that small. Um, it's just, I have some choices here. Like this island in the lower right, it's kind of thick and like verges right like this. I could actually, if I move this down one more square, I could probably move it left. Let's try that variant and just see how it is. I'm not convinced that that's a good idea, but so if I do this, hold on, select all these things. If I go like there, like, eh, you know, I would trim all the island to the right of this. Um, could move the exit north. No. Oh, you mean north on the right. That is probably true. And we're not really, I maybe like that better because down here is where you need space. Let's try that. Because down here is where you need space for these guys to live, whereas up here we're already kind of not using some space. So like, I hope rotating these works. The problem is, I mean, we're starting this beam up here, and that's kind of bad. Let's just start out here, and then we'll see, right? So then obviously a lot of this is unnecessary, like, whoops, I keep hitting the wrong keys. Stop hitting the wrong keys. So all of this is unnecessary at least. And we could trim it down further. I mean, we could just sort of do this, right? That that looks better, although sometimes nice organic island shapes are nice. That's kind of less ugly though, right? Just move the camera? No, I wanted to move it. I wanted to move it up there for purposes of simplifying the level a bit. Because now we don't have a giant blob, you know what I mean? Okay, so same thing, right? Like here, I could do this. In fact, now the cool thing about this is we're suggesting trying to use the smash beam, and it's like, yeah, you can't do that. It's not helping. There's an element in each corner, which is kind of nice. That is true. That is definitely the case. So the question for me now is, do I like get rid of the red herring block? Like, okay, we could simplify this little island here, and we can do the following thing. Although, okay, first of all, we could do this. Bam, right? So then you still have this cute thing where the beam is blocked and doesn't go on forever, which makes you feel like maybe there's a reason for it to be in that position, right? The thing is, if the island is just one by one, you're like, I guess I have to point it at that other stone, right? So the question is just, is it better? Because if it's this, you might think, oh, maybe I have to smash both of them somehow. I don't know. Now there's a variant of this level that we could do as well, but I don't know if we're going to have time. And the variant is that both beams point the same way. Can the block be on top of an exit? Yes. Yes. Do you have any level-wide tools to flip rotate the scene without altering the puzzle? You can just move the camera around. You can change the camera view and it works fine. Okay, let's record this. Oh, you know what? I'm going to leave it with the 2 blocks. I don't know. Let's make a note. I am torn on whether this block is a good idea or not. Okay. So, okay, let's try the variant. Um, I don't know if it's interesting enough. I do get through 2. Get through 2 is like the dumb version of it is just this, right? So what you actually have to do in this case now is smash. See, you have to alter. Actually, it kind of doesn't matter, but yeah, it kind of doesn't matter which side you do. You just have to, whoops, oh, it doesn't matter. It looks confusing. Oh, right. No, you need, okay. Yes. Actually, this is unsolvable because I forgot that you don't just smash it first, you smash later. So this cannot work. Okay. I'm fine with that. Let's put this in medium beams. Remove get through 2. We will put this in the overworld. All right. Well, I think that's been our level design session. We got 3 levels out of it and fixed some problems. Don't projectors block beams? It looked like it didn't. Okay. Yeah, what happened there? Projectors do block beams. That's of course necessary for certain other games to work, right? Um, what happened there in older versions of the game, when you pushed a beam projector into the water, it would shut off, right? Um, and that's what happened is I push it off the edge of the island into the water. It doesn't shut off anymore because we're thinking maybe in 3D levels, there are interesting ways to use that once we have multiple water planes. So, uh, of course, the rendering right now is very confusing, uh, especially because it kind of renders on top of water no matter what, because that, yeah. So basically, we'll see. But so what happened was the smash beam was one level underwater, and then the alter beam was on top of water. You meant before I pushed it in the water. Well, okay, so I've deleted the level, but let's go back. I mean, they should block each other's beam, right? So let's go here. We're just going to do the same thing, right? Where didn't we do this? Right? I actually don't have to save this to run it. I can run it from here. So like if I do, yeah, okay, so it's hard to see, but it is blocked. Um, the way to prove that it's blocked, it's just the graphics on the beams need an upgrade, right? The way to prove that it's blocked is let's do this, right? Let's something. Um, so first let me smash. And then, so this should not be an alter smash, and it isn't. It's just the yellow beam is so thick right now, you can't really tell. Yeah, no, it's good. It's good to double check these things. Like, this particular one was not a problem, but sometimes there are problems that I don't see, and so it's good to have people looking for that. But yeah, the graphics. So what I want to actually do with the beams is I think do some kind of high-tech particles and create the beam out of that. Like maybe there's a little bit of like a yellow, rectangular prism like there is right now, but it would be, instead of having this thick texture repeating on it, it would just be like particles shooting along it. And each beam would have a different particle activity. Um, I think that would be cool. Sorry for giving me this tough graphics problem. So I kind of asked for it because here's the thing. We had this basic question in the beginning about what do you do with the beams? And it would be much easier for the beams. Um, so right now I do all this BSP tree stuff. So like you can see the beam gradually, right? And I said that's going to be kind of a headache. Like the little BSP blocker is actually circular for that stone, so it's the wrong shape, but we'll fix the shape later. Um, and we could generate little impact particles because we know which BSP faces are chopped. Um, but we could have said, it's going to be way less of a headache to just have the beams be like a line, just a really thin line. And then you don't have to do BSP stuff. It's either blocked or not blocked. And like, it just hits you when you're in the middle of the square. And we could have done that. It wouldn't have been analogous to the promised beams visually, but it would work, right? But I just said, well, I kind of like communicating the fact that it's not just that this line hits you, but that like the beam kind of fills space, right? So I decided to go with this, but I'm not sure it's the right choice, honestly. It just depends how well can we make them look, how good can we make them look by the end. Um, we'll see. These beams seem like bigger, fancier lines. What's the difference? Well, it's subtle, right? Like a lot of what I do as a game designer is just try to think about the subtle connotations of different ways of doing things. Like, what does it mean in your mind when something is one way versus another way? And how does that affect how you think about puzzles? And I can't exactly tell you, and it's not logical a lot of the time. So I feel like the line version is not as good mentally. It's not a super strong feeling. It's not repugnant to me to do the line version exactly, but it's like it doesn't seem that good. Um, Now, one nice version about this that might be harder with lines is we have, once we start doing particle stuff, especially, we have a lot of surface area to communicate things. So like if you're colorblind, right, then not only the pattern of the different particles, but like the motion of them can tell you very easily which beam this is, which that might be harder if it's a line, or you could sort of do the same thing, but it's not covering as much area, so you might not be able to see. But that's not the real reason. The real reason is just I like the idea that the beam fills that cube of space. Yeah, Sean says he never even thought of them as being lines. Yeah, it just seems more right. I agree with that. It seems more right that like the beam, you're in the beam when you're in that square. It's just, but it would be a lot easier graphically if they were lines, right? But this is just, making a game good is sometimes you do things that are harder that you think are better, even if you can't totally explain why they're better. Do you ever read the player's memory card? What? Is there some kind of meaningful connection between this game and Promised? Yes. You never saw the particle effects in the yellow beam. There aren't really particle effects, but I think we are crossfading between two bitmaps, but it's not been tuned in a long time. Yeah. Like there's sort of two bitmaps alternating back and forth right now. This is my very feeble attempt initially when we had like no shader system and stuff to do something interesting. But then gamma has changed and exposure has changed. So like it looks way less cool than it used to, but we'll do something better in the end. In real life, you can't see the beam, but you could see reflections off dust in the air. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we want to do that. However, However, making a beam like this look good is about doing participating medium kind of things, right? Like you do want to be able to see, you do want to be able to see dust in the air through the beam or whatever. That's what makes it feel like a beam, I think, in 3D. So we're going to do that stuff. We just haven't done it yet. Um, it's getting to be time for me to check out of the Airbnb here. So did I commit to this? I don't think I did. Did I? Yes, I did. All right, so we're done. 3 levels. And a bug fix in less than 2 hours, or approximately 2 hours. That's pretty good. The first 2 levels went fast, man. Hopefully they're not broken. You're surprised that there was auto exposure. Yeah, there is auto exposure now. We're not sure if we're going to ship the game with auto exposure, because it might be better to just hand tune it per level and lock it. I don't actually know. That's a choice that we have. We could ship with auto exposure or not. The emitter doesn't really fit the beam visuals. Yeah, the emitter is temporary. We have we have a lot of weird things like, well, we want the emitter to fill a square, right? Um, and you can stand on top of it, and it's whether it's a magical emitter or technological emitter is sort of up in the air. I don't know. Originally, we were much closer to the promised design of a dish, and we might go back to that. It just depends. Um, you maybe want people to be able to see before it's powered on from the shape of the emitter what kind of beam it's going to be, right? So it's temporary right now, is what I'm saying. And at the end, we're probably just going to attack that and try to come up with something good. How is Visual Studio Code so far? I don't know. I don't use it. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you later.